All right, talking about facilities, I read somewhere that Kunle Shonam is building a multi-million naira sport complex in, I think, Ogun State, in Ikenne, Ogun State. And few minutes ago, you're saying we don't have what particular site can we use to build a sporting facility? Don't you think that can be?
No, that's not what I said. We actually have a site even in Lagos. First off, a city like Lagos. Lagos is the most disgusting city in the world. So look at how Lagos is developed. The island that have all the hotel, the Radisson Blu, the Eco Hotel, the Intercontinental, does not have a football facility. From Bonny Camp, which is the beginning of the island, down to Ekpe, you don't have a football facility, a sporting facility. The Super Eagles of Nigeria should not be traveling that distance with the traffic in Lagos. You remember the interview with Raw? Yeah. He talked about the traffic. Should not be traveling 1 hour, 30 minutes, or 2 hours, even with escort, to go to training and come back. That is killing. As we're speaking right now, they are in training. They'll be leaving training to fold their leg in buses and then travel that distance to go. It's not good for a football team. Now, there was a proposal. I'm aware of this because I remember I was the one that did the drone shot of the Surulere National Stadium. There was a proposal by some foreign consortium to take concession of the Surulere National Stadium to the Minister of Sports. Now, credit to him. There is also the political part. The Minister of Sports did what he could do. Now, the person that needs to sign off that stadium, because it's the country's property. In government, you don't call it's government assets. They don't say stadium, it's government asset. The person that is in charge of signing off that government asset was the Attorney General, Malami. They had meetings with him. But then the politics of country comes to play. Where are you from? Who are you? What party you belong? All those things come to play. So they didn't do it. So the minister went ahead to concession. Baba Ijebu concession. What's it called? The scoreboard, yeah, the pitch, and the tartans to Vajabu. But then the facility is in tatters. There's no toilet. The drainage system is bad. The plumbing system is terrible. The lighting is terrible. The sitting area is terrible. So even at that, I mean, they told us that the Super Eagles was going to play a game in May at the National Stadium. That didn't work. If they had concessioned that stadium and they allowed the company to build the 2 5-star hotels there, one at this wing and then the other at the other wing behind the NIS, and then revamp the stadium, change the stadium completely, because the design that they put forward was like the sports stadium, a multipurpose stadium with shopping mall, with a whole lot, we will not be where we are right now. Where we will still be here because the work would have just started. The work would have just started, but we'll be looking forward to, this is our own, and the Surulere also would have an economic revamp. But unfortunately, that didn't happen because of plenty of politics. I've heard people say things like, the NFF should build a national training center. You see, ignorance is a very bad thing. You see people who don't even know jack about anything are the first to put forward ideas. How do you expect the NFF to build a national training center? How much will it cost to build it in Nigeria? Where would they site it on? The NFF chairman is like a sub-leaguer in terms of power. So the NFF president is just like what we have with wrestling. That is a suicide, a time bomb that is waiting to explode. We met Daniel Gali, who is now a commissioner of sports in Bayelsa State, the president of the Wrestling Federation, right? And he built all of the facilities on his own property in Bayelsa. Tomorrow, when he leave Wrestling Federation, he will take his property because it's his property. Your wrestling will start again. So where do you want the president of the Nigerian Football Federation or the NFF itself? Where do you, in a country like this that focuses on quota system, geopolitical zone, national representation, where do you want us to cite the national training facility on? Because people are quick to talk about England. In England, do they talk about quota system? No. In England, do they talk about state of origin? No. In England, if you're an English person, okay? Now, you don't do all that. You want the NFL president to moot an idea and say, okay, we're going to build a national training center in Abuja. When you do that, when you build the national training centers and the rest, and then the Abuja stadium is not good for matches, you will not camp in Abuja and come and play match in Uyo or what? People don't think, because when people come up with some idealistic ideas, they don't deal with the realities of the complexities of how to execute that thing. So you're making this suggestion, but you don't think of the complexities of, okay, how do you set the infrastructure? To set up a stadium, state-of-the-art stadium, Arsenal owner Kroenke just built a stadium in LA. It's 5.5 billion. Tottenham Hotspur just built a stadium, 1.2 billion. Liverpool are trying to build a new stadium. They couldn't, so they are doing it bit by bit. Real Madrid just discovered that building a new stadium is not beans, 1 billion euro, and they still not completed the stadium. So what are these people saying? Convert those money to naira. Let us have a conversation. Because when people say these things, they make it sound like we have one money somewhere. The worst person in this world is a guy who have a wrong idea of himself or of the asset that you have. You have 5 credits, but you are acting like you have a first-class degree. Come on, that's not good. You can't have a school certificate and be making expectation like you have a first-class degree from Harvard University. We don't have all the things, all the resources to do all of these things that people are calling for. So if something goes wrong, just deal with the immediate thing. What is the problem? A hotel goofed. That's all. Are we going to have that? This college and facility that we're talking about now, does it come with a stadium that CAF would approve for matches? The answer is no. People talk about Otta Farm. When we were going to Otta Farm, Nigeria was 80 million in population. Lagos probably had like 7 to 8 or 10 million. So driving from Otta to Surulere Stadium was very easy. Do you know how the population of Lagos has snowballed recently? Do you know the kind of traffic that is in Lagos now? So let's go to Ikenne and camp the Super Eagles. And then where do we play the matches? And people thought about all of that because that's what I want to hear people suggest. Don't just suggest things and then you don't even know the implication based on the society that you are in. Make your suggestion based on your society and then let's have a finite solution to it. Okay, there are 3 stadiums in Lagos, or 4. If I had Agege, there's Agege, there's Tessin Balogun, there's the National Stadium Surulere, which is opposite Tessin Balogun, and then there is Onikon Stadium. These 4 stadiums are all mainland based. If you want to set up any facility, let's say it's in Lagos, you're going to require land. Tell me one place in the mainland where you can have such big facility, such land in the mainland that will accommodate training facility, hotel facility, swimming pool, gym, and the rest. Show me one place in the mainland that is close to all of this stadium that you can have that land right now. Is there anyone? Okay, let's move it to Uyo. Is it your state? How are you going to get the land? Who's going to sell the land? Vendresa, son of the soil, ask that a stadium be concession to him. They refuse. That's why I came to Lagos. No, when we say these things, we should think before we say them. Don't just tell me, Dangote go buy ice cream gelato for a pikin, so me too, my papa should go and do that. No! Think and say, is this thing going to be applicable in Nigeria? Let's not. We also think like the politicians that we blame. Something that we know will not work, we'll be suggesting it because we have the right to talk on social media. We have the right to just say things. And then the worst of them all are the idiots who are Nigerians who have traveled abroad. In America, this is how it's done. In US, this is how you be fool. You don't know where you from come. You get sense at all. That's why I was angry with Leon Balogun. What I said, but I'm not blaming him because I was born in Germany. That one don't even understand Nigeria.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.